Now I take honor to introduce you to our next eminent speaker, Honorable Divya Kanchibhotla, who is Executive Director of Sri Sri Institute for Advanced Research. Our first conference, Ubuntu-International Yoga Conference 2021, was blessed by Honorable Gurudev, who blessed us by inaugurating the conference. As one of eminent speakers, we were honored by getting enlightened by Honorable Kamlesh Barwal, presenting research in yoga by Art of Living. And this conference is blessed with your expertise, Divya ji. We are really grateful to you for your presence. Her academic qualifications are BTech in Biochemical Engineering and Biotechnology, Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, India. MTech, Biochemical Engineering and Biotechnology from Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi. She has done her MS in Molecular and Human Genetics, Baylor, Texas, College of Medicine, Houston, US. She has been working as Executive Director at Sri Sri Institute for Advanced Research since August 2017 to present. She has worked as Director at National Programs and National Teacher Coordination for the organization The Art of Living for India, June 2011 up to July 2017. She has worked as Director for National Programs for the same organization The Art of Living in USA from April 2008 up to May 2011. She has worked as scientist for preclinical sciences interventional cardiology from Boston Scientific, USA. From March 2006 and up to March 2008, she has worked for it. She has worked as research associate for Anbaxi Laboratories, Drug Discovery Research Center, India. She has worked for that institute from April 2000 up to August 2000.
Namaskar. My name is Divya Kanchibhotla. I am the Executive Director for Sri Sri Institute for Advanced Research. And today, I'm very happy to be sharing with you the research around sleep and Sudarshan Kriya. I'm very happy to be a part of this amazing conference that bridges the gap between Africa and India and brings us even closer. Sri Sri Institute for Advanced Research is the research wing of the Art of Living. Art of Living is one of the world's biggest non-profit volunteer-based organization with its presence in 156 countries across the world, including many in Africa. Sudarshan Kriya is the hallmark rhythmic breathing technique taught by the Art of Living. And millions of people in Africa as well as India have benefited from it. Through the process of using our breath, Sudarshan Kriya transforms a person's life. More than 100 research studies have been conducted on Sudarshan Kriya and the multitude of benefits that it brings in a person's life, including benefits for sleep. Other benefits of Sudarshan Kriya that have been researched have included mental health, physical health, non-communicable diseases, lifestyle disorders, anxiety, depression, even things like cancer and HIV can be impacted by Sudarshan Kriya, by the practice of Sudarshan Kriya. Other areas where Sudarshan Kriya has shown a change for people is their hormone balance. A lot of women suffer from sleep disorders when they enter menopause. There also Sudarshan Kriya shows an impact. Today, because we're talking about sleep, and many esteemed speakers before me and after me will share about how sleep is important and what it means for us. So I must say that you already know that sleep is not something that happens in isolation. How well we sleep or how well we don't sleep is a function of what we do in our day all day long. Sleep is affected by our hormones, sleep is affected by our gut microbiome, sleep is affected by the levels of stress we have in the day. Whatever stress we experience has an impact on how well or how badly we sleep in the night. And without proper sleep, so many things can go wrong in our mind, body, and our life. I'm sure you have all heard about how sleep impacts our physical health, mental health, and cognitive health. Now, Sudarshan Kriya, through the multitude of its benefits, has a very holistic impact on sleep. Many research studies have shown that. One of the first research studies on Sudarshan Kriya and sleep talks about the sleep quality. All of us know that just the amount of sleep we have in a night is not sufficient always to make us feel rested. How many of us, even though we sleep 7 hours, 8 hours, we wake up feeling tired and not relaxed, we wake up with a bad mood? How many of you have had that experience? Many, I'm sure. So sleep quality is very important for us to have a good night's rest. In one of the studies conducted in India on 473 participants, it was shown that within a few days, within 4 or 5 days of Sudarshan Kriya, 82% of the population experienced an improvement in their sleep quality. They achieved good sleep quality. And that makes all the difference, because when your sleep quality is good, you do wake up feeling refreshed, recharged, renewed, and ready to face the next day. Overall, the population improved their sleep scores by 35%, which is huge. Women and men both experienced improvement in sleep quality. Also, it didn't matter how old you were. People across all ages also experienced improvement in sleep quality, which is important because as we grow older, our sleep becomes more and more erratic and becomes less in quality. So, by doing Sudarshan Kriya, you can have an immediate impact on improving your sleep quality. And we are very happy to note that this effect stayed on for 2 months after the practice, because that was our second assessment point in the research study. So even after 2 months of practice, people were still able to maintain good sleep quality with the practice Sudarshan Kriya. And of course, the more you practice, the better your sleep quality. Another thing that takes away from a good night's rest is disturbances in sleep. We go to bed feeling so sleepy, and within a few hours we wake up. And good sleep quality with the practice Sudarshan Kriya. And of course, the more you practice, the better your sleep quality. Another thing that takes away from a good night's rest is disturbances in sleep. We go to bed feeling so sleepy, and within a few hours we wake up, and then we're not able to go back to sleep again. Can anybody relate to that? I'm sure some of you can. And a slight noise might wake us up, or we might have to visit the washroom many times. So these are categorized as sleep disturbances. So when a person tries to sleep, what are the things that prevent you from having a good night's rest at a continuous pace? So in another research study conducted in US on students from University of Harvard and University of Arizona. Now these students are under tremendous amount of pressure, tremendous amount of stress, and that takes away from their quality of sleep. We know that it is important for young people to rest well so that their cognitive abilities are able to, stay with them the next day. In this research study, it was found that when students practice Sudarshan Kriya, they were able to reduce the sleep disturbances. That means they were able to rest deeply and for longer periods of time during the night, which helped them tremendously. Almost all the students experienced a reduction in sleep disturbances. This helped them reduce their stress levels. Also, it was found that they improved their social connectedness. They were able to feel more connected to others. Obviously, feeling connected to others is important. Sometimes when we feel lonely, it can be detrimental to our mental health. And that has an impact on our sleep as well. And you may have noticed in your own life, the days when you're not able to sleep well, you don't feel like talking to people. You're a little bit cranky, a little bit irritated, or somebody around you, if they have not slept well, it does affect their mood and their interpersonal relationships. So in this research study, it was found that even among the high pressure environment, Sudarshan Kriya can still help and bring an improvement in sleep quality and reduce sleep disturbances, and hence improve the quality of your life as well. Another sleep issue that plagues most of the adults is daytime sleepiness, feeling a tremendous need to nap during the day, and also suffering from insomnia in the night. Insomnia has become a very, very prevalent disorder now around the world, especially with the COVID pandemic. Many people are suffering from sleep disorders, predominantly insomnia. It is an effect of social isolation. It is an effect of sometimes a long-term effect of the COVID virus itself. No matter what, insomnia and daytime sleepiness both have really become very high in prevalence. Over the last few years, because of poor lifestyle and busy lives, the amount of sleep that people get at night has decreased by 90 minutes or more. And the body has to find rest. So then if your sleep quality is not good, then it wants to sleep during the day. And that can interfere with our work, it can interfere with our day-to-day activities. That was also seen in a research study with Sudarshan Kriya on adults. That when we practice Sudarshan Kriya, the desire to nap during the day reduces. By 35% of the adults felt that they no longer needed to nap during the day. That means their sleep at night was so much better that they were able to sustain the energy throughout the day and they didn't need to nap. So that is another benefit that Sudarshan Kriya can bring in your sleep. Deep sleep at night, reduction in insomnia, better sleep quality, less sleep disturbances that allow you to function throughout the day without losing your energy. You no longer have that 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock dip in energy that some of us might experience. At that time, we either need a nap or we need to drink a coffee. But no matter what we do, our efficiency certainly decreases, doesn't it? So Sudarshan Kriya also helps you eliminate that need and lets you function throughout the day full of energy and enthusiasm and with a smile on your face. And does Sudarshan Kriya's benefit, do they last over time? Another research study from Singapore evaluated the long-term effects of Sudarshan Kriya as well as the association of sleep quality with frequency of practice. They found that people who had learned Sudarshan Kriya many years ago or even 6 months ago, they found that people maintain the benefit in their sleep quality and sleep duration and lack of sleep disturbances over time. And of course, the more we practice, the better it is. The study found that 77% of practitioners who practiced daily had extremely high sleep quality. It doesn't mean that people who didn't practice daily did not have good sleep quality. They also had good sleep quality. But the people who practiced daily, their sleep quality was far better. In this study, we were able to show that Sudarshan Kriya, a powerful technique, doesn't just work in short term. It can work in long term and make a big difference in people's lives. When we are able to sleep better, it regulates all the hormonal and metabolic processes in our body that allows us to escape many diseases like obesity, like cardiovascular diseases, like high blood pressure. Having a good sleep at night is very important. And Sudarshan Kriya helps you maintain that. Another very interesting study from NIMHANS in India evaluated the sleep architecture. So far, we have spoken about people's experiences, people sharing that their sleep quality was better, they had less disturbances, they did not need to nap in the day so much. But understanding the sleep architecture, understanding how our brain functions during sleep. As you may know, Our sleep is not a constant process that happens in the same way all through the night. Our sleep has 4 different stages. One stage is the REM, which is a rapid eye movement stage in which we dream, in which we move a little bit, which is a very important stage of sleep to make sure that our creativity is good the next day. We are intuitive. Also to process our emotions. Sometimes when we go to bed, maybe a little upset at night and wake up refreshed in the morning, it is our REM sleep that has helped us process those emotions. The other stage of the sleep is called the non-REM stage, which is divided into stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. All of these stages have their own function and value in sleep. And all of these stages, REM stage, non-REM stage 1, non-REM stage 2, and non-REM stage 3, have a very unique signature of the brain waves. And our body and our mind function in a certain way. So a study was done out of these. So out of these, non-REM 2 and 3 are very important because they allow for a lot of rest and healing to happen in the body. The non-REM 3 sleep, which is called the slow wave sleep or the deep sleep, is the sleep where you get the deepest rest. Sometimes when you are sleeping and somebody wakes you up in the middle of your sleep and you don't know where you are, for a few minutes you're like, where am I? What am I doing? Where am I? That means you are in the deepest sleep, and that's when you woke up. So in that stage, actually, our brain cleans itself. Our brain removes all the extra metabolites and removes all the extra stuff that it has collected during the day. It is almost like grooming and vacuuming our brain. So it is very, very important to maintain that sleep. Without having a good slow wave sleep, you will not be able to have any memory consolidation. You will not be able to feel rested during the next day. So this stage of sleep is very, very important. And why am I talking so much about this? Because what happens as we age, as we cross our 30s and 40s, as we come to the middle age, 50s, the amount of slow wave sleep or the non-REM 3 sleep that we experience during the night decreases. And this is a spontaneous process that happens in the body. That is why you may have noticed that as people age, they cross 60, their amount of sleep they need at night decreases. But they might need to nap during the day. And it is fine to do that. They have the license to nap during the day once they cross 60. But the reason they need to sleep less is also because naturally their sleep architecture changes. But now, for people even in their 40s and 30s, the sleep architecture changes because of stress and other lifestyle factors. And it reduces the slow wave sleep or the deep sleep. And that has an impact on how they feel in the next day. So, in enhanced, they did a research study where they took Sudarshan Kriya practitioners, long-term Sudarshan Kriya practitioners who have been practicing for over a year, and they compared it to control population, people who were not practicing Sudarshan Kriya or any other yoga technique. What they found was that, as they expected, in the middle-age control population, the slow wave sleep or the deep sleep or the non-REM 3 stage constituted only 3.7% of their sleep architecture. So out of the entire night, they spent only 3.7% of the time in deep sleep. While the younger controls spent around 12% of their sleep in deep sleep. Interestingly, what they found in Sudarshan Kriya, there was no difference in the architecture of the sleep between the young and the middle-aged. The middle-aged people had a similar architecture to young people. That means they were able to retain their slow wave sleep. And the middle-aged practitioners of Sudarshan Kriya spent around 12% of their time in slow wave sleep. That means that as we age, Sudarshan Kriya allows us to maintain our sleep architecture. Now, maintaining your sleep architecture is not something you can do consciously. It's very difficult to do because it's controlled by your circadian rhythm, by processes in your body and your brain which are not under your control. But Sudarshan Kriya helps you manage your sleep architecture. It helps you manage your sleep, create the same amount of sleep, or rather, Sudarshan Kriya helps you experience the same quality and depth of sleep that you do when you are young. And it does not let your sleep degrade over time. Isn't that great news for your brain and your body? Because when we experience good amount of slow wave sleep and good amount of REM sleep, then we are really able to function well the next day. We are not groggy or irritated or in a bad mood. Sudarshan Kriya helps you manage your sleep. That also helps you manage your weight, that helps you manage your heart, that helps you manage your blood pressure, that helps you be more intelligent. Through the multitude of research studies around the world, as you might have noticed, there's research on Sudarshan Kriya and sleep from India, from US, from Singapore. Through these research studies, it certainly can be said that Sudarshan Kriya helps you maintain your sleep, helps you overcome any sleep disorder that you may have. Sudarshan Kriya is a powerful rhythmic breathing technique that takes very little time to practice, only 20 to 25 minutes a day. But the effects of this breathing exercise, breathing technique based in the knowledge of yoga has an immense benefit that has far-reaching consequences for your physical health, for your mental health, for your social health. Because if you are not rested well, then you can't be happy the next day. It is difficult to be in a good mood when you have not rested, isn't it? So just taking a few minutes a day to focus on your breathing and practicing this amazing yogic breathing technique of Sudarshan Kriya can help you change your sleep and change your life. Namaskar. It has been a pleasure being with all of you.
It was wonderful to listen to you and learn about Sudarshan Kriya once again. I know that as we had been staying in South Africa, we have seen AOL doing many projects in African community regarding, as you said, about breathing and about meditation and all. Is there any specific suggestions from your side for Africa Study Center to start some kind of initiative or some project regarding breathing regulation or regarding management of sleep disorders through yoga and through your specialization, Sudarshan Kriya? Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for having me with all of you today. It's really a pleasure to be a part of this International Sleep Conference because sleep is one of the most important things we do in our life. In fact, it is one of the few physiological processes that we have retained throughout the evolution. Every animal sleeps. So, and humans also, no matter how developed we become, we still need to sleep. So, certainly, with this new strain also emerging and the pandemic that we have been through, I would say that a few minutes of pranayam, a few minutes of Sudarshan Kriya, and also Yoga Nidra. These three things can really help us build. Uh, One, they help tremendously with the sleep, which is a post COVID complication for many people. Insomnia is a post COVID complication. Secondly, they also help us build our immunity so that we don't get sick. So, research has shown that when people undergo stress, like we are undergoing stress right now globally, our immunity decreases. This is a well known fact from research that stress decreases immunity. But one of the studies showed that when you do Sudarshan Kriya, stress cannot decrease your immunity. So, Sudarshan Kriya also has an immunoprotective effect. So I would certainly request everyone um, to do breathing, pranayam, yoga nidra, to have good sleep and have good immunity in this time of pandemic.
Thank you so much, Divya ji. Yes, it is quite insightful. As an Ayurvedic doctor, I have another question to you. that is there any research done by Art of Living Center or Research Institute regarding inclusion of medicinal plants in practice with yoga? Means if there is some collaboration of Ayurveda and yoga at your center, please put some light on it.
Sure. So we have, thank you for asking me that question. We have done 7 research studies in the last 6 months on a new Ayurvedic formulation for COVID-19. It is called NOC-19, and it is a combination of 19 urban ingredients, 13 Ayurvedic drugs that have helped many patients get over COVID within 3 days, 4 days. They have turned RT-PCR negative, and multiple institutes across India, including multiple AIMS, have researched on it, and we're in the process of publication, publishing those findings. So certainly, Ayurveda also has a very big role to play, to not only preserve our immunity, but to prevent long COVID from happening. So it is not only prophylactic, it is also curative. That is what the research is showing, and we are doing more research now. So we'll be very happy if Africa Study Center, works with us, and we can do some research studies on Ayurveda in Africa as well. We will be very, happy to do that.
Thank you, ma'am. Actually, we are waiting for other questions as well. But in the meantime, if there are more questions, we will definitely convey those to you. But sure. From my side, there is another question. As I have worked in Africa, if there is some certain community where we have specific problem to that geographic region, or that specific community, what we can say, habits, I must say, habitual problems. So is there any project AOL is already running for African community in South Africa? Because why I'm talking about South Africa, because I have stayed there for 19 years, but there might be other countries as well you are working, and if there is some interesting project you are already implementing, please let us know about it.
Sure. In Africa, we have Art of Living presence in multiple countries. And the philosophy of Art of Living is to strengthen the community by strengthening the individual. Because unless until an individual is healthy, happy, stress-free, you cannot do anything for the world. But once you are happy and stress-free, you have the potential to go and change your environment and your surroundings. So Art of Living in multiple countries has certainly a lot of yoga meditation programs. We also work in prisons. In Africa, there are a lot of social empowerment projects for women. In fact, every year there is a campaign called I Meditate Africa, where millions of people join from across Africa, from prisons, from corporates, from schools, and we all meditate together with Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar ji as well. So I'll be very happy to share more details and also connect you with multiple people in Art of Living who are working in multiple African countries as well. So across the sphere, not only personal transformation, but also social transformation projects Art of Living works on.
Would you please name few of them, or if there is some special research going on around that? Because why I'm asking, because
around,
yeah. So around sleep and research from your side, means sleep and yoga, or sleep and some treatment, specific treatments you are doing on specifically in African countries, because my interest is
in
to invite
countries. Yeah, we would love to work with you. In African countries, honestly speaking, we do not have any active research projects from the Art of Living side. Our focus has been, India and US and Far East, Singapore, Australia. But we would love to work with you and other interested researchers to create some things there. We have many research projects on sleep, insomnia going on in multiple countries. We would love if some, researchers from South Africa and other countries in Africa could also join that. So certainly, we would love to. Next time when we speak, we should have something going on in Africa.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. And I would invite you to have some information about Africa Studies Center, some deeper information from our side. You're always welcome to ask questions and to know about the avenues where we can work together on this platform. Thank you so much. Thanks for your contribution, and it's quite an honor for us to connect to you again.
Yeah.
Looking forward
Namaskar.
for many more conferences to have you and enlighten us. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Same here. Thank you so much for your time. Yeah.